Why are we up at 6:30 in the morning, Sean?
Because we're taking the Datsun 30 miles to go autocross it and beat the shit out of it. As you see, we have the usual preparation. Water bottles, cookies, and crackers. We need the finest.
And a nice front license plate. Ready to die?
Ready to beat everyone at Autocross. If that's what you meant. It's the fated day that all of these videos have been leading up to. Time to see if I can break the Datsun. So, small checklist before we get started. I have to get gas. Out of here. I think that's it, actually. Very small checklist. Super tiny checklist.
Hype!
8 gallons plus 5 earlier.
So we took local routes all the way up to Frederick, which is where the autocross event was being held. It's Capital Driving Club. This one was Harry Grove Stadium. It's nice and cool in the morning, which is great. Before the sun comes out, 60s, got the window down, nice and cool. And then it gets hotter and hotter, and I'm sweating, and it's hot, and I'm dying. But I don't think I'm focused on that portion of the journey. It's mostly, is my car going to blow up? So I had my eyes glued on the temperature gauge. Just gotta make sure that it didn't overheat. Nothing catastrophic, at least. Nothing happened on the way there. Firebird's in front, I'm following the Firebird. Just in case I can't lead because my speedo doesn't work, so I have no idea how fast I'm going. In the Datsun, I find that going 30 miles an hour feels like you're going 60 miles an hour. On the way there's a roundabout. The Firebird takes the roundabout at like 25 or 30 miles an hour, and it was totally fine. I try to take it at the same speed, and my tires are screeching the whole time. But you know, no time to fix that. We're already on the way to Autocross, so it's too late. We get to the parking lot where the meeting is. We got there like 30 minutes before the end of inspections. Go back to the cars.
Pretty good.
You made it.
Yeah, it didn't blow up. You definitely see like heat waves coming off the hood though.
Yeah. Oh, the black.
Every stop sign, yes. Try to start the car, and nothing. Just nothing. Panic sets in. I die a little on the inside, I think.
So we've got 8 volts, and the starter's clicking, but not doing anything else.
It didn't click after the first time it clicked.
Oh, it only clicked once?
Yeah.
And I think the negative cable is just a little loose, so we tighten that back up.
Yep, trying on again.
Hey!
Datsun starts up right away again.
But it scared the hell out of us.
Yeah, it was extremely terrifying. It got all the way there. If anything happened, I would have cried probably. The drive up to tech inspection, shake the car, check it out. They kind of stared at me from the outside and were like, "Are you serious? Like, what is this? What is this doing here? This is the sketchiest thing I've ever seen in my life." And then it instantly fails.
I think the battery hook came off. You gotta put it back on.
Like, there's gas coming out of your fuel cell, dude. Like, you can't. There's no vent on your fuel cell, and there's gas coming out of it.
And there's nothing holding it down.
And yeah, you can shake the fuel cell. So we go back to our station, battle stations.
We got 3 problems. We got a gas leak around this sender. And they wanted the fuel cell better secured. Remember when we talked about that, Sean? Remember when I told you that?
No.
And the hooks came off of the battery on the battery tray that's not there.
It just so happened there was a nice bystander who was right by our station. He had a very loud, very nice Mustang. He happened to have a ratchet strap which held the fuel cell down very securely. And look at the battery.
Cranked it down so hard, I believe I broke the wing nuts.
I had to run down to the track and grab somebody to pass tech. Still had a problem with the vent, but they would let me run.
Pass tech. Woo! First hurdle. Done. A hell of a thing.
So we went down to the track. They had us walk the course a couple of times. I went with my friend that invited me there. He helped me kind of imagine the lines better. The way it's set up is that there's 3 heats in the morning, and then there's 3 more in the afternoon. I did the 3rd heat so I could watch other people run and kind of get a better idea of the whole track. And I did morning only, so you get an extra run. Get settled in, eat some cookies, because cookies are important for autocross days. Watched other people run. got to ride in my friend's Miata, which is like completely gutted. The G-forces in that little Miata was pretty intense. Then the fated moment came, and they called for the third heat to line up. So I got back to the parking lot.
Ready? Yeah. So ready.
Grabbed the Datsun, and then we drove to the other side.
Well, I don't have a number on mine.
I go for the second set of cars going for that heat, and it's when the intensity starts. I was like freaking out a little bit, so I had to put some numbers on my car as you do in autocross. I borrowed some painter's tape. I put wax on my doors because I remembered there's those numbers missing from the paint because the last owner left tape on the car for like a year or something. As we were waiting in line, I got worried about the car overheating because it idles at like 2,000 RPM, which is not normal and should not happen. But don't worry about it, guys. We're gonna figure out the idle thing in a little bit here. And so every once in a while, I'd shut the car back off as we were moving forward in the queue.
So it's finally the Datsun's turn to pull up to the line. Tensions are high and adrenaline is flowing almost as much as the sweat.
Alright,
If you didn't know, this is my first time ever autocrossing.
a little nervous.
He's got a 53 at 25. And Datsun takes off the line.
So I go, and man, I tried so hard not to blow it up. This first run really slow because I didn't want to mess up or like hit any cones or anything, and it does not handle well. It's not the best, but you know, it's very fun. If you've never been autocrossing, you should go. It's a lot of fun, and it's terrifying, which makes it even more fun. I've always heard horror stories about stub shafts in the rear snapping, and if they snap, the wheel falls off. So that was happening in my brain.
So how was it?
Drift spec, bro.
Drift spec?
It's ready to drift all the time. So bad. It doesn't want to go. It doesn't want to take a corner.
It didn't break down though.
It didn't break down. That's a good thing. That's a win. That's better than nothing. I was going kind of slow that one. I was a test. So next few, I'm gonna try a little harder, I think, to break it.
It's like 100 degrees, and I'm in an all black car. I don't do well in heat, guys.
Every part of the car is 200 degrees.
It's like radiating heat into my body, and it's terrible. You can see the sweat dripping from every orifice of me.
I think the car is sweating too.
Yeah, the car is definitely sweating.
Well, it's gas, I guess, that it's sweating.
Oh yeah.
Alright. Harder, brake harder. Got it.
My car has BFG radial TAs, which are a super popular tire for like older cars in general. So I was like, okay, cool. They're probably fine. They are not. I mean, it may be because they're old, but I could not get any grip on that asphalt that day. It could be that my, rear end is towed in 5 degrees, but let's ignore that for now and just blame it on the tires and not my driving. So every run I've been doing, 4 runs in total, every time I got a little bit faster, a little bit more brave, and kind of figured out the car a little better, and just got more aggressive in general. I guess I built some more confidence that the car would not fall apart, which is probably not a good thing, but my times got better, so that's all that matters.
How did that last run go?
2 seconds faster, but still dead slow. I don't know how to do it. You drive it.
No, dude.
I can't get any more traction.
The steering ratio is kind of slow on the car, and they do have a way to fix that, so that'll be another video in the future. But all in all, I don't think I did too terrible. Everything kind of turned out well, but the brakes were pretty strong. I think it has the Hawk HP pad. So after my 4 runs, I drove back to the parking lot.
No traction.
Yeah, but you did it. You survived 4 runs.
Woo!
It was pretty good.
The Datsun made it.
Yeah, see?
That was good. It was a fun time. It didn't go fast, but you know, practice makes perfect. And tires. Yeah, nice low profile tires would be good. That are, you know, not 400 tread wear.
And actually driving the car more than like twice.
Yeah. It was good. It was fun.
Just kind of hung out a little while and then decided to drive back. My other friend, the Miata, decided to come with us.
How do you feel about how you did?
I'm happy. So that's what I'm at.
We decided to take the Datsun back to my house so I could finally leave Mike's garage. My house is a little further away from the venue, but again, we decided to take a local route because I still don't want to go 70 miles an hour in the Datsun, because that just sounds terrible. And it's loud. It's very loud still.
It's so loud.
It's so loud.
We had walkie-talkies, but were unable to actually communicate unless we were at stoplights, and even then it was only yelling.
And the Miata is just too quiet, so
But nobody cares about that.
yeah, no one likes Miatas. So yeah, it's probably about an hour to get from the venue back to my house. When you're in, you know, a vehicle that's essentially a tin can, it's not very comfortable. And you're sitting in a plastic go-kart seat, and it's 100 degrees outside. It's just like, it's a nice little storm of death. Drove it back to my house, which is a pretty big deal because it was the first time it's ever been at my house. And that's just kind of an accomplishment in its own, because it's been a huge journey getting this thing running again from the state it was in before, which you guys remember, right?
It has been a hell of a journey, that is for sure.
So fun though, so fun and tiring and deadly and hot, so hot. All in all, this whole project has been a lot of fun and a huge learning experience, and it's not even close to being done. So, you know, Mike, get ready for this car to be at your house for another 6 months.
This is Michael out there in his Mustang. It's a 1989 Ford Mustang with lots of stuff done to it.
We set up our little station far away in the back so no one can see me, because no one needs to see that early in the morning.
Oh, that's fantastic.
It's a little slow, but
I was like,
it runs.
Yeah.
It's alive.
Yeah.
Everybody's very positive here.
Yeah. I got gasoline in my eyeball.
Sorry.
Don't get somebody else's project car,
Unless you have a friend's garage that you can keep your car in for a year.
unless you're ready to put in a new engine and rebuild everything.
Yeah, a new engine or 2.
Well,
Hint,
hang on.
hint. Wink, wink.
Oh, I need a drink.